Strike, are we live yet?
We are live. We're doing the pre-chat right now.
No, are we live on YouTube though?
Yes.
Oh, we are. Oh
yeah,
crap.
YouTube,
okay,
YouTube
I was gonna turn on my camera, but I'll send a picture of this day-wag. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Here, hold on. I'll send you my my phone number. That way you could just text me the picture.
All right. Cool.
Yeah. There you go. There you go. I mean, I have to do that, Travis, because people complain if we aren't on time, even though I don't know what matters at this point.
Well, there was a time when we were starting really late, like 8:15 or 8:20, and
Hey man, we were what was it? Fashionably late, okay? Fashionably.
Okay. I guess I can't disagree with you on that, but
because we're fashionable individuals, are we not?
Very much so. We're very much in the mode, I guess you could say. Yeah, very much so. Yes.
Very, very much so. So
Yep.
Out there on the YouTube chat, I want to let everyone know that Cowboy Hillbilly was first. Okay, just putting that out there. Scott P79 is out there on the YouTube chat. We got Morlock out there. Haven't seen you in a while, Morlock. How you doing? We got Tennessee Gun Guy out there. D-Temp62 is out there. So if anybody else is out there, just go ahead and say something so we know you're there.
Something.
And Scott P79 says, or other times people just didn't show up. Yeah, I was going to do the Friday Night Strike last week, but unfortunately, due to family members, I was not able to attend the Friday Night Strike and host that this last week. And I'm very unhappy about that. But when you got family, what do you do?
Family first, bro. Family first, man.
Unfortunately, that is the case. And it annoys me that I set schedules and I can't always keep them. It annoys me. I don't know why. It just does. So. Anyway, so what do we got? What do we got? We got AWAG complaining about New Jersey because, well,
Yep.
it is what it is because it's New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sad, but it's true.
New Jersey is forcing me into the more expensive parts of the gun realm.
No. What New Jersey should be forcing you is to find a place out in the Midwest or in the South where it's much, much cheaper to live because you've been down here. You know how much cheaper it is to live than living up in New Jersey.
Well, essentially, they're already doing that because some New Jersey residents get a weekly $600, kind of like bonus deal that we're probably going to be paying back in taxes.
So,
Or you already are.
No, they're like forced. It's like a forced gift on you that you have to pay back over time. It's like, yeah, we're gonna give you almost $1,000, but come tax time, you're gonna have to pay us all of it back.
Oh, jeez.
all right, we got Storm and Norman Gunworks out there.
Norman.
Norm, if you want to jump in, I can send you the phone call-in number. You can jump in that way, or I can send you a link and you can jump in too if you want, Norm. We got Joe Zawala out there. So we got some latecomers, but yeah, I really think you should consider leaving. Just take what you got and just GTFO, man. Just
well,
saying.
I mean,
I know not everybody can leave the state they're in. I understand that, but in your situation, it's either give up everything you own, as far as every firearm you own, give it all up to the state, or move to a state where you can continue enjoying what you've got.
now coming from my point of view is I'm not going to give up my firearms regardless.
Wow.
And also,
Not until your neighbor snitches on you.
I have a pretty good relationship with my neighbors. So I wouldn't. I mean, it crossed my mind a couple times, but I doubt it.
Or someone reflects you.
Oh well. But in all honesty, it's difficult for me to move, almost 3/4 of a ton piece of machinery in a ton and a half ton pickup, So there's not a lot of options I have on moving my equipment. They're already boxed up now as it is, or I have to send a couple of them out to get repaired because I don't have the.
What kind of equipment are we talking about? Like
what's milling machines, lathes, presses. I can't. I mean, I bought them. They have their uses, but I can't even build AKs now because New Jersey's cracking down so much on semi-automatic platforms and builders like me.
Well, then you'd have to have them hauled down by freight to wherever you move to,
and that's expensive. I don't have that kind of money.
Well, then you know what I'm going to say, and you're going to hate to hear this. Then you need to sell the equipment and move down somewhere and just buy the equipment again. And that's your choice. Otherwise, you stay where you are and let the equipment collect dust because that's what it's going to do.
I mean, I have options. I'm just trying to work out a plan right now. So, in due time, it'll happen.
I just don't want to see you depressed because of where you live. Okay?
Nah, I'm not depressed. Never depressed.
I mean, Travis, how many years do we have to suffer of Heavy B complaining about California until he GTFO'd out of California?
2, 3?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think, because when I first started with you guys, going back to the earliest hit or misses, but
Heavy B was almost there all the damn time because he just was. But yeah, so it's just. I don't know. Anyways, let's introduce our panels and get this started because I don't want to keep talking about depressing California or New Jersey. No offense, AWAG.
It's all good.
So, Travis, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Well, my name is Travis P11. In case you guys don't know who I am, I've got a channel over on YouTube called Travis P11, and I've got a podcast we do on Monday nights called Caliber Corner. We talk guns and ammo, 6 o'clock Central Time, 7 o'clock East Coast Time. And I appreciate being invited here, Night Strike. It's always a lot of fun to do the show. I look forward to it. And it's always cool to be here, man.
Well, remember, this is hit or miss. Mm-hmm. Caliber Corner Part 2.
No. This is Caliber Corner is the prequel to Hit or Miss. So there you go. I can never nobody puts Night Strike in the corner. Okay, it's always going to be Hit or Miss before Caliber Corner. Always.
You say that, but it's happened on more than one occasion. When all of us were together in a room, it's happened on more than one occasion.
Can't say that it hasn't.
So.
Anyway, man, hey, you guys are listening. I want you to go check out the panelists, check out their YouTube channels, check out their GunTube.org channels, and go subscribe, man. Be a part of the fun.
Yeah. All right. Yep. So next up, we've got Mr. 1% himself, Rich White. What's going on, Rich?
Hey, how's it going?
Plug your channel.
Jeez, man, I swear you were such a slave driver.
I want you to get more subscribers, okay? I'm helping you out. Just plug your damn channel.
Okay, if you insist. Go over and check out Unloaded Media channel. On Sunday nights, we do a show over there called This Week Unloaded. Starts usually between 8 and 9 p.m. Eastern. So go over there and check it out. This past weekend, we did a primer on Wild West revolvers, specifically the metallic cartridge one. So if you have an interest in any history of the firearms, you can go check out past Sunday's episode of This Week Unloaded and maybe learn something. So,
all right. Awesome. All right. Ian.
Hey, man, thanks for the invite. Super excited to be here as always. Got a great panel and looking forward to having a great night. Thanks, man.
All right. Good. Do you have a channel people can find you on?
I do. Duke Liberty. We've got a new video coming out this week. Super excited about it. Check it out. Thank you.
All right. And then we have AWAC 1000. Don't check out his videos on YouTube.
Yeah, don't check me out at all. I got nothing interesting over there.
No, not since the Great Purge of 2020.
Ah, nonsense. You're just going to see more expensive things that not many people can buy now.
Yeah, especially in New Jersey.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on.
Thanks for the invite anyway.
Yeah. No problem. We got Kingpin. What's going on, Kingpin? I heard you released a video not too long ago. How was it?
It's pretty funny. I liked it. So thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it. How's it going, everybody?
All right. So check out Kingpin's YouTube channel. All right. And then last but not least, we've got everyone's favorite YouTuber, the artist formerly known as Rob D, now just known as New York Outcast.
Hello, everybody. Hope everybody's having a great night. Thanks for having me.
How's it going, Rob?
It's going.
Good.
Back. Relaxing.
Are you really in front of the fire?
Oh, yes, I am.
All right. There you go.
You got to get it when you can when in New York here.
And well, I'm surprised it's not in a barrel. Because that's New York standard, right? You know, fires in barrels.
Yeah, the barrel. No, this is kind of recessed into the ground a little bit, so
okay.
It's a city code thing.
Oh yeah, those city codes. Yeah. They'll take you through a loop in New York.
Oh yeah.
All right, so I'm your host, Night Strike. We've got some topics to talk about tonight. I really wish Norm would jump in here because I kind of want him to help me with this one topic, but he's saying his internet sucks. Well, if his internet sucks, he can use the call-in number to join as a call-in participant.
Awesome.
And it would be nice if Norm would acquiesce. But again, if he can't, then he can't. That's just how it goes. But I'm going to send him an email anyways with instructions. And if he can read that email and, just call in and not use the internet, then we might be able to get him on here. So if not, you know what? We'll continue on. We'll fight the good fight.
Right.
Because I want Norman on this one because we're talking about the ATF. So until we can get him in on this one, we'll go through some of the other topics. One of which I posted in an email already to the guys. Travis, will you take that YouTube video link I posted? It's at the bottom, and post that out on the YouTube chat for everyone.
Is it the link?
You know which one it is.
In the email?
In the email. It was the YouTube link at the way bottom. It's titled PSA Dagger Update.
Yeah. That was a little live stream that they did. The guys from PSA.
The guys from PSA.
Yeah.
I watched the whole thing this afternoon, but last Friday they released a little live stream on what's going on with the dagger, and I've gotten good news. The word on the street from the production manager, who was in that live stream, he is saying soon, because they're just on the last testing of the prototypes before they decide to turn those prototypes, into mass production models.
Dang it!
They're in that last stage.
Did you send Norman the link yet?
I just did, but the Kingpin posted it for us, so we're good. I just put it out there too.
Did you send Norman the link, Nice Strike?
I'm doing that right now as we speak, but I wanted to talk about this because if you haven't seen that video yet, go ahead and watch that video. It is a good video to watch. They give you information on what's going on. So as I said, basically what's going on is they're in the last stages of production. So as soon as they finish testing the last prototype batch, they're going to send them straight to production. And the earliest they said we will see them is probably the middle or end of June or early July. That is a takeaway. If they get parts in sooner, they're able to do more work. They may be able to get more. Get it out faster. But until then, that's what it is.
So in the meantime, go buy one or two guns for fun to tithe you over, and then go pick up your dagger once they're finally released. That's what I'm doing.
I sent Norm an email just now.
I think he's here.
Did you get it?
He's joined in. Is he here? We have a fellow GunTuber that just joined in, so that might be him.
Well, I bolded the phone number and the PIN number he needs to add in once he calls the phone number. If his internet isn't working properly, he can use that to call in and enter as a participant because it'll just use his phone. So if he's got a good phone connection but he doesn't have good internet connection, just join by phone. So we've got that option with GunTube right now. We
need to test out the number and like give away a prize or something if somebody like calls up that's not on the panel.
Yeah, we should. So all right. So with that, that's what's going on with the PSA Dagger. I really hope they get it out. They're able to get more parts in sooner so they can finish up those testing those prototypes, because what they're doing is they're not releasing any of those guns to the general public until they've gotten at least 20,000 rounds through the last set of prototypes.
Yeah.
So,
well, that's pretty smart. They don't want to run into what they did with the AKV, which could have been a death sentence for that gun. And luckily, they got the MAC bracket and they fixed it. And they don't want to have an AKV part 2 because so many people have so many expectations for it, especially for something that is so closely replicated of like a 3rd gen Glock. It seems like a pretty simple formula to be able to make one that's not going to have issues. I don't know. Of course, they got to test the durability of any of the parts that they outsource too. You got to be careful.
Right.
So, yep.
They got to test all those parts. So, but again, I watched the video. I listened to everything they said. I'm glad. Apparently, Travis, guess what? They in that video they spilled the beans where they're producing and where they're testing all the prototypes. Guess where? You'll
Nebraska?
No, at the PSA store I go to.
Oh, okay. I figured they'd just be in Nebraska, like at the Hornady factory or something.
It's the one. What is it?
The one in Somerville.
Yep, Somerville.
Well, they said that when they're doing it, people can watch or something. Apparently, they said it's open to the public if people want to watch them doing their testing. But
that's because they go to because for those that don't know, every PSA retail location also has a small machine shop, unless we're talking about the one in Mount Pleasant. I know doesn't have the machine shop. I know the one down where Ellis works, it doesn't have a machine shop either. I'm not going to tell you which one that is. Go on the internet and figure it out. Okay, but the one in Somerville and the ones in upstate in Greenville and Columbia, they've got machine shops as well. Okay, where they have CNC machines where they finish AR parts. They build AR parts. They built some of those 1911 parts there. They built some of the PSA AKs there too. And when I say built, I mean assemble. But again, Norm, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, Norm, we can hear you. How about that?
Yeah, no shit, right? I live in the woods, just like Yankee.
I told you, man, to just call in during Travis's chat the other night, but you didn't hear me because you were connected and disconnected, and I can't control people's internet connection between the server and where you live because that's a whole bunch of things. That's your ISP. So
yeah. Well, thanks for the invite. I'm glad I'm here.
Yeah. All right, but again, so the PSA Somerville, the ones in Columbia, and I think even the ones in Greenville, they've got the CNC machines in the back. So apparently now they're doing the PSA 9, the Dagger. They're doing a lot of the prototyping at the Somerville location. So basically, when they get done prototyping a gun, they want to go test it. They just bring it to the range at the Somerville location. So they just walk out of the back and go into the range and start shooting.
Just hey, style,
huh? That's how they do it.
I just got here. Thanks for the invite, brother. I was going to ask you guys what's your thoughts on the Dagger. I saw it at NRAM last year and thought, oh look, a Glock at half the price of what a Glock should be. So I just me. I'm not Glock hating, but
as soon as I get the money, As soon as I get the money and as soon as they're released, I'm buying one. I don't care. I'm buying a PSA 9. I don't want the thrills model with the RMR. I don't want all the silencer model. I just want the base $299 model. That's it.
I'm telling you what, I handled it at NRAM and looked at the base model up to the comp model and everything. And it's like, oh, look, a Glock built better for half the price. So in other words, you build it better and priced it where Glock should be priced. But, good for you, PSA.
You know, there's a lot of guns out there in the 350 and below range that perform really well. And so, I mean, if this thing can do, say, 10,000 rounds without a stoppage, the dagger, then I'd consider buying one, because then you're looking at that high level of performance that you could say is going to match a Glock. I mean, really, you know, I mean, the parts alone, I think they said it's like 75% compatible with a 3rd gen Glock 19.
Yep.
You know, I mean, it's so. If they're able to match that and then you can get it for that $299 price, yeah, then I think a person should definitely consider buying one over a Glock. And hey, I'm a Glock owner. You know, I've got a G17 and I've had a G42 and a G43, so and a G20.
I just love how at SHOT Show PSA went and said, by the way, Glock, we can make a Glock for under $300.
Yeah, that's funny. What I was going to say, Travis. What I was going to say, Travis, is the price of it, and you know, get it, test it, and you're exactly right for that amount of money.
All right, so moving on from PSA Glock talk, we're moving on to the ATF's new 4473 is coming, and I want Norman here to get his take on that, because he's the one that is impacted the most by it, because he has to order new 4473s.
Yeah, this is the first time I heard about it, so it's affecting me for sure, I bet. But I mean, I'm actually thinking about going paperless, where people just do it on their iPad or tablet.
Right. Well, I've seen them use Android tablets. I've seen them use iPad tablets. Believe it or not, I've even seen some FFLs use Windows tablets.
Well, like Cabela's has a thing where you just fill it all out yourself. Yeah. You don't even interact with the person at all. They print it all off, and you just sign off on it when you're done. So I don't know if they have their own, proprietary software that they use, or.
Yeah. PSA uses a mixture of Android and laptop tablets. So.
Yeah, Walmart has a touch.
Tell me more about this form. Nice, right?
Well, apparently, some of the changes they've said on the forms are they're revising where it says county to say not just county. It's also supposed to say parish or borough. County, parish, borough. I hadn't realized we lived in Europe.
Boroughs are coming after New York Outcast now.
Well,
and I have to facepalm at this, but also on this form they're adding in the addition of they're adding to the gender part whether you want to be male, female, or non-binary. I'm like, do we really need this on a form?
It's like I can just put that on there for the heck of it if I want to, just for the hell of it.
I mean, Travis, if it says that on your driver's license, you can go ahead and check mark it.
Well, it doesn't. I don't think that's an option on the Nebraska driver's license. I think it either has to be male or female. So, yeah.
Yeah, but they're
adding. Solve the problem, though. They're adding the problem because right now the ammo for the background check is causing a problem. Yeah. Like the race. So, like me, I'm like 7 or 8 different races. So, when they put you in the system, you better pick one and stick with it forever.
Can you pick?
So when you go buy ammo, no, you can't. You have to pick one.
Because I know they have what Hispanic, inland, or Hispanic and not white, or white, Hispanic, not white. Yep. And then there's another bracket that has more specific definitions, and I thought maybe not applicable. Wow. Okay.
Just FYI, I am white, not Hispanic. So
the system is fucked up. It's like 20% is declined.
Now in the age of 23andMe, a person might find out that they're some different ethnicity or origin than what they were told, Yep.
Yeah. But I just find it odd that the background check for the firearms ain't as stringent, but for the ammunition it is.
Man, that's crazy. Well, if you think about it, you can buy a car a lot easier than you can get your driver's license, really.
Yeah, but what color does the person have to do with the background check?
No, I'm just saying, just in general, the process going through one step versus the other. But
yeah, you'd have to ask Gavin Newsom that question. I mean, I don't think anybody here can answer that question for you.
It's all horseshit.
Okay,
well, we got plenty of room for you guys out in Nebraska if you ever want to come out here.
So the ATF's new 4473 is now available for pre-order, and they'll start shipping in late July 2020. And all FFLs, and this is why I wanted Norman here, just so he knows about this, they must start using the new form by November 1st, 2020.
Oh, so I could just wipe my ass off for now until when? November? Okay.
Until November 1st.
So, bro, you're going to get that DLC going, man.
And then you need to take the ones that aren't wiped and, start using those, unless you go digital. I mean, at that point, it doesn't matter.
You send him to New York, and he can burn them in his bonfire.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm on it.
When I first started, I only did everything by hand because I didn't get that busy. But with the boom in sales, now I think I gotta go digital.
Yeah.
Norman, are sales still up for you, man? Are people still coming in buying guns, or what? I mean, is it still happening?
Yeah, hell yeah. As a matter of fact, I'm sending ammo over to Stan from SS Spawn.
Oh, all right.
Wow. Are you sure we shouldn't ask Stan if he wants to call in?
Well, the problem with the town that I used to live in, where SS Pawn is if you want 9mm, you've got to make a pretty good journey. You can go to the Tractor Supply store and go buy it, where it's about $14 a box, or you can make an 80-mile round trip to Cabela's, and that's pretty much it. I mean, there are a few small gun stores, around the area, but they're not going to give you decent prices. So yeah,
reloading for him. He wants me to reload. So
yep. Good.
But I don't reload. I do remanufacture. I mean, I don't even do remanufacture. I don't do any of that. Mine's fresh. Like I don't do once fired brass. Everything's fresh. So he was like,
so you get fresh brass and you load fresh brass, right?
I was just going to ask Travis. You're saying you got to travel.
So that's not even reman. That's new loads technically.
Yeah, pretty much that. I use Dillids with Redding match grade dies.
So that's technically custom ammo. That's not reloads.
Hand loads, baby. Hand loads. Storm and Norman hand loads.
Yeah.
Is there a reason they can't find 9mm in your area? Is it
Walmart, because it's
around or highly?
Well, for where I'm at, Walmart, you've got Walmart, and then you've got Tractor Supply store, and then other than SS Pawn, nobody else in town sells ammunition. It's a town of 10,000. There's there's no gun stores. There are FFLs, but there's no ammunition sellers. You got to go to there's like 40 miles. You got to go one way to get to Cabela's or any of the other gun stores in the next big city over. So you got about an 80-mile round trip, which, sucks if a guy like me making gun videos, I'd have to plan ahead to buy ammo. Yeah. Because if I needed anything, once Walmart got rid of the handgun ammo, you can say, well, you can order it online. Yeah, but am I going to spend like $25 on a box of this and then $15 for shipping and have to wait 2 weeks for it to show up? I mean, that's part of the problem. And then, Walmart got rid of the scary black rifle calibers too, so I can't get that there anymore. So, I mean, but it doesn't matter to me because I stock up on all that stuff anyway, multiple calibers. Right. But if I ever needed something, it was a pain. So,
yeah.
Travis,
it's difficult for the people in that area.
Oh, it sucks. It totally sucks, especially people that want to go pick up a gun if they can't get ammo. It's like, well, what am I supposed to do? Well, go make your trip, go to Cabela's and hope they have it in stock,
Travis, do you reload?
I was getting into it before we moved. I currently can now. I'm probably going to do shotgun shells first because that's a little bit easier for me to set up. I've already got that ready to go in my garage, but I got to get a bench set up. But currently where my bench is going to go, there's boxes that are going to disappear this summer. Because when we moved, we downsized big time and we got about 60 small Home Depot moving boxes in our garage, our 2-car garage. So
fun.
Yeah,
I know you just moved. I wasn't sure if you reloaded, but
I've got absolutely everything. In fact, I'm ready to start doing shotgun shells right now. I was just gonna get another buddy of ours on the line and start maybe do a live stream of it. But yeah, I'm ready to do it.
Just not on this chat. Otherwise, I start kicking people out.
No. I would just do it on my own.
GunTube.org.
Yeah, there we go. Heck yeah, man.
Do it on a live chat over there.
Yeah, that's what we'll do. Make it exclusive.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, everybody's screaming about the ammo shortage and all that, but stock up if you reload, stock up on your reloading supplies, yada yada. And I've had people argue with me about price and yada yada, and I can tell you this: I've saved a ton of money. Once your stuff's paid for, you save a ton of money. But they'll argue, average rounds. No, you can still save a ton of money. Yes, it costs time. So if your time now, I could put a movie on and sit there and crank out rounds on my progressive press and let it play in the background, whether I was playing. I had a call there, had to mute it. Whether I was, playing a movie or whatever, you know what I'm saying. You can save money, and when this shortage crap happens, if you got your components, you're not going to be out of ammo. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, and with me it was more like say trying to get like a 9x18 Makarov round or a 7.62 Tokarev or a box of 380. I'd go borrow a gun from Stan and do a video, and I'd be like, oh god, I don't have ammo for it. Well, Walmart doesn't have that ammo anymore, so I got to go make a round trip to the next town over and go get it. It's just annoying. It's annoying is all it is, but yeah.
Hey, I got a question.
Yeah, what's up?
You guys think with the shortage, you think lazy people are gonna wake up and be like, "Oh shit, I need to start reloading," or you think there's way too many lazy people that are like, "Nah, I'd rather just buy it," or they think it's too crazy, like, "Oh man, what if I mess up on a load and blow myself up or whatever?" Like,
hey, I'll tell you what,
more.
I did my reloading video on 9mm. Like, how much does it cost to get into reloading 9mm? That video was done a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. It's just exponential views on it now the last 6 months, 4 months. So there are people getting an interest in it right now. I mean, there are definitely people. And if you go online, a lot of those reloading supplies were completely sold out. All the presses were sold out on, say Amazon and a lot of the other places. Granted, you can find them for sale on Facebook and the classifieds, but I think there's definitely a surge in people that are just maybe buying this stuff for it and they're going to get into it, or they just, I don't know. Or maybe there's some guys that maybe have been on the fence about reloading and then they've seen a couple shortages happen. Like, you know what? I'll just start doing it myself, and then they buy into it. So I think there's definitely an uptick in it just because of just the demand and how much stuff has been sold out when I'm searching around online.
Absolutely. I see that here. I reload. Oh, absolutely. Powder shortages are the worst. Because me being forced into long range precision shooting, not that I hate that, but I like the AK system a lot, but with New Jersey's crazy laws going on, it kind of forced me back into the long range precision game. So I'm spending a lot of money on really expensive rifles and optics and stuff like that, and I have to reload if I want to get absolute accuracy out of these things. And powder shortages are the absolute worst, because if you want really consistent results, you have to get a bunch of powder from the same lot number. And if you can only buy two powder thingies, 2 1-pound things of powder, because the 8-pounders are already sold out, if you only buy two 1-pounders, it makes it really hard, especially for people that load the larger calibers, like I do the 300 Win Mag. So if you're using different lot numbers, it could give you different results in your accuracy depending on the lot number and what your loads are.
I can say the same thing. I try and buy my powder at least 3 to 5 pound. If you can buy it, but you're right. The nice thing is overall, you don't have a lot of difference between the lot. The powders are kept pretty close, so. Yeah. If you loaded X amount, whatever round, you know what I'm saying? I load 30-06. That eats up a lot of powder. Yeah. I've said this. Everybody asked me about getting into reloading. I said, well, if you're getting into it just to have blasting ammo and whatnot, but if you're getting into it for precision, it's a can of worms. Yeah. And you will test this load and this powder and that powder and run the load up and down to try and make this bullet. It's such a can of worms.
Okay.
But
okay.
When it comes to saving money,
I have to address Super Chat. We got a Super Chat. Armament Axis, I will answer your question. He's asked, what's the debauchery? I'm gonna tell you, nothing but the finest. That is the answer. Nothing but the finest.
You finally got that one. Okay.
Well, the scroll is slow. It's slow enough for me. So, nothing but the finest.
Like I said,
when I reload a lot. I reload a lot, man. So say I got clients because it was pointless for me to make the same conventional loads that everybody has. So pretty much I don't do plinkers. I do lead-free home because there's laws out here that are for hunting. You have to have lead-free, and then for home defense, they want lead-free. So what I do is I don't even rely on the bullet makers no more. I just get a rod, and then I just turn them on my lathe, and then it just basically turns them out. Whatever you want, hollow points, custom loads, werewolf.
I might have to contract you for some bullets because the bullets that I use now are from a company called Warner Tool Company, and their bullets are called the Flatline bullets, and it's like $75 for 50 rounds.
Yeah, ours is pretty much
expensive.
ours is $100 per manufactured round. So like the Vanguard Outfitters, the Black Dragon Fang FN bullet.
Yep.
Yeah, we make those in silver. Call them Silver Fang. Yeah, and we make them 300 blackout, 6.5 Creedmoor, any caliber we make.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if I can get you a schematic for a bullet, do you think you can make me a run of them?
Yep, not a problem.
Awesome.
All right. See, this is why I wanted
the powders. I ordered like fucking. Like 100 pounds. So I get 8-pound jugs. So that when there's like a hiccup like this, I'm still good to go. I can still go operational. So
this is why I wanted Norm here.
Yeah, when I plug a jug like 8, it's already POA is point of sale is already reloaded. I'm already on order, and plus I don't go through where everybody goes to. So like the honey holes are like Montana Extreme, Powder Valley Inc.
Powder Valley's my go-to.
Yeah, but check out Montana Extreme. They're the ones that make the Extreme Copper Killer to strip the copper out of the barrel or lead fouling. They're real cool. Just go through them. They got everything that Powder Valley ain't got to, and they get free shipping. So check them out.
Have you guys, reloaders? Have you ever checked out Everglades? Everglades Ammo, I think. They sell a lot of like plated pistol bullets and whatnot, but they got free shipping. And if you're into, doing a lot of pistol shooting, a plated bullet, better than a lead bullet, blah, blah, blah. But a lot of their ammo and whatnot, free shipping. So just Everglades Ammo is the name of the company.
Aren't they in Naples?
What's that? In Naples?
I think I've heard of them.
Yeah, I would have to look.
In Naples, Florida.
Yeah, Everglades Ammo. I've ordered a bunch of reloading bullets supplies from them, and honestly, that you order bullets, the shipping's half the price because they weigh so much. And when I priced their bullets versus everybody else's bullets, and I went free shipping, well, shoes, that's a no-brainer.
All right, so a friend of mine sent me this picture that was posted on Reddit. It was posted in Arms List Abomination, and I'm trying for the life of me to figure out why, because that is it's a great reproduction of a rifle from a video game. But again, I know some of you guys aren't video game people, but me and Travis are, and AWAG is a little bit too. So I know Rich might have seen a video game at least once, 5 or 6 years ago.
Pac-Man.
But
I like like you guys did.
Pac-Man's about my speed when I was a gamer.
There you go. This Pac-Man.
Call of Duty.
I play a lot of Call of Duty. But I'm gonna change the chat here and show everybody this because I saw this and I'm like, wow, check that out.
Derelict.
Check this out, Travis. This is the courier carbine from Fallout New Vegas.
Fully functional.
Check that out.
Well, I guess if you're
that's not an abomination. That's a work of art, in my opinion, because it's from a video game. Look at that.
With the electrical tape on the grip. Why? It didn't need it. But.
That's how it was in Fallout. Because
keep it split in half, maybe, and is that a pack of smokes on the stock?
Or the leather tied thing on the handguard.
It's not focusing. Let me try and focus it.
It's probably one of those wraps for a baseball bat. Wilson wrap.
Yeah. It's from a video game.
Cigarettes get so crushed on that thing unless you're a lefty.
Yeah. It's not focusing. I don't know. Let me start screen sharing it again. So
kind of reminds me of those battle pickup AK-47s you can get that are like free, like how people buy their jeans with holes already in them. They do that kind of thing for AKs too. I don't understand them.
I've got jeans I can sell that are pre-worn if anybody wants to pay.
People are getting top dollar for that garbage right now. So call them out, New York Outcast.
It's all about style.
Be the new Jenkins.
Okay, so people were having problems singing. So I reset it. It's working now. But check that out. That's pretty badass. I mean, it may not be what most gun guys want, but to those of us that are gamers, that's pretty damn cool. I'm not sure I'd pay his price that he wants for it, but it's a pretty cool build.
Well, I mean, okay. What is the actual chassis? Is it a DPMS or is it a PSA or what's the actual?
No.
Bushmaster.
I talked to him. And the pistol grip is a modified A2 pistol grip. It's modified A2 handguards. Okay, and the upper receiver is a Brownell's upper receiver. The lower is an Aero Precision lower, and that's a PSA barrel.
Gas.
It's gas.
I would hardly call the handguard and the hand pistol grip modified when you just wrap some tape around it and, strap on like a leather sheath, I mean,
I'm just laughing at the huge flashlight.
Take Dad's mag light and just run it through rock tumble.
The huge flashlight. We have flashlights that are like 1/3 the size that put out.
But this is like apocalyptic.
Remember, back in the 90s, cops had huge flashlights, so in case if they didn't have a nightstick, they could beat people.
Yeah, mag light.
Mag light, baby.
Yes, but it's
That's a mag light.
You also got to realize that in the Fallout universe, which this gun is based around, the time period resembles the early 50s,
the 50s and 60s.
So
technically the late 50s, early 60s. But anyways, I just thought it was cool to share. Not everyone likes this. I get this, but you know what? I like this kind of thing, so I'm gonna share.
Hey, I got a question. What about pressure sensors? What does everybody think about pressure sensors for carbines, or pressure sensors for the 1911?
Pressure sensor for a light or an optic or a pressure sensor switch.
Yeah, I like it where it's like the 1911s, the laser crimson trace, they have them in the grips.
Oh, yeah.
The middle finger.
Oh, good. I like
that.
Totally believe it.
Like on the side of a picked rail or on the side. I don't really like those ones. I like the ones where it's in the grip.
Yeah, but those are more of a red dot or like a laser, right? So you're talking about crimson trace, like you said.
Yeah, I was going to say pressure switch on like an AR for a laser, wherever you put it. Yeah, why not? Yeah, that's great.
You guys make sure you buy something quality, though. You don't want to buy something garbage that's going to fall apart,
Yeah.
What's that? Buy what?
Don't care for the ones in the grip like everybody else does, but just because the way it sits on the side, it seems if it drops and gets straight, it's going to be garbage pretty quick.
Ah, okay.
All right, so we got another topic I want to go over tonight. Before we decide to wrap anything up or go longer, depending on what John's doing tonight. You know if he's doing a show tonight, Joss?
Yep. He's got a show at 9. Well, 10 for you guys.
Good. So that means I don't have to go. No. Anyways, so in the news, Oklahoma now has the nation's first anti-red flag laws.
Yay!
Okay.
Yep. Seen it. Yep.
More than a dozen. I'm going to read this article, and it's more than a dozen states have enacted red flag laws. Oklahoma is not one of them. U.S. Constitution prevents states from nullifying federal laws. But both Senator Nathan Dahm and Representative Jay Stiegel said they were concerned about the possibility of the federal government enacting such a law or offering grants to states or localities to implement red flag policies. After back-to-back mass shootings in Texas and Ohio last year, some congressional Republicans proposed legislation to entice states to enact red flag laws. Red flag laws violate the Second Amendment and also your rights to one, not only privacy, but also your rights to property as well, and the right to due process. Stiegel said on Friday, I find it impossible for any red flag law to respect due process or the presumption of innocence until proven guilty, which red flag laws say you're guilty until proven innocent. He said, I have taken the oath to protect our Constitution 7 times throughout my 22 years of service and 9 deployments in the military, an oath that I take very seriously. I will not stand idly and let this freedom be stripped from us. Basically, that's the end of the article. But hey, Oklahoma now has the nation's first anti-red flag law. So kudos to them.
Are they constitutional carry or not? I can't remember. Were they and they're not? Or
yeah.
I was just going to say,
they're not constitutional carry. I think they're open carry.
No, they're constitutional carry now.
Didn't Kansas pass anti-law against? In other words, your NFA crap doesn't fly here. Was it Kansas? Was it Missouri or Kansas?
I thought it was Kansas, but then didn't somebody get arrested for making a suppressor or something? I thought
wherever
Kansas. That's Montana. That's either Montana or Kansas. One of the two.
That's good, Oklahoma.
So there's that.
That's good Oklahoma did that, man. I mean, I know a long time ago they had their own little rebellion too, not too long ago. And they have a history of standing up when they're getting pushed too hard.
Oh, yeah.
I hope it says the precedents, you know what I'm saying, for others to follow.
So I want to talk about this for a few minutes because it kind of proves my point. Well, not really proves my point, but it kind of puts things in perspective. Everyone remembers that there was a shooting last year at the Naval Air Station in Pensacola, right?
Yep.
We're aware of what's going on with that?
Yep.
Apparently they found out that the Saudi Air Force officer that was in training there was basically an Al Qaeda operative that was turned.
Oh my God! Imagine that! Imagine that!
Yeah. Instead of trying to restrict guns from the American people, here's a novel idea. How about you go after the damn terrorists? Just saying.
Because it doesn't fit the narrative. Come on.
I don't take your narrative and stick it where the sun don't shine.
I think the same way, but
they fix the problem. They can't take our gun.
It doesn't fit the narrative.
Yeah.
The narrative is we're gonna let you see this information and this information and that information, but you're gonna follow us like sheeple. That's the narrative.
So, you want to hear a story?
Yep.
Well, after I got out of the military, I did some contracting, DoD contracting overseas, and our linguists, our interpreters, they would go on vacation every so often, and when they were with us, you know, mind, spiritually, and physically. But every time they came back from their little vacation, it seemed like they're a little bit salty. Like they see the war, you know, it's a war-ravaged country, both Iraq and Afghanistan. And they feel more like their resentment, so to speak. Like they don't really want us, like they're not as willing no more. They're physically there. They're going through the motions. but physically, I mean, mentally and spiritually, they have some resentment. Like, you're here messing up my country. When really it's like, no, man, look, you're here helping us. You're helping the United States forces. You're helping NATO forces. You're here on the good side. But every time you go on vacation, you come back and your mind ain't aim. This is a battlefield. This is a war zone. Do not get it twisted. You are on our side, okay? But a lot of times, you have people that are supposedly, vetted, went through the background checks, did the whole 9. But, yeah, 9 times out of 10, they go back to their village when they're on their little break, and they see how, the dumbass people, there are certain parts of people in with all ranks, with all branches, that do dumb shit. They're not really necessarily they're not the role models, good ambassadors to our nation, so people get the wrong misconception how we act. So some troops, some convoys, they do wrong. And so villages get, have a bad taste of their mouth. And when those people, villagers, are actually interpreters on vacation, witnessing how they don't like the U.S. forces, it puts a bad taste in their mouth. And so it was kind of like a big head game. And it was like sometimes we would get set up by them too. Like we would cancel their vacation. And they would tell everybody what time we were getting in, what time we're at the camp. And a couple of times right before an attack, all of them wanted to take vacation like a week before. And we're like, nah, something's up with that. So, yeah, you don't know who you can trust and who you can't.
I was just going to say this.
And at that point, you put them on the front lines first. If they don't want to take a vacation, you put them on the front lines first so they know how it feels.
Yeah, they're there with us. They're sitting next to us. They're right there. They could get blown up. They could get shot. They could do everything. They're right there with us. But they feel like they're there because the money. Just like contractors, we were making good money out there. And it was pretty much we provide security for the fucking military because the military has the law of armed conflict and Geneva Convention and all this other shit. So they can't get fired upon unless they can't fire. They can overturn fire because all the stupid shit. Whereas contractors is basically a contract. Get the intel. It doesn't specify how you're going to get it done. Just get the intel. And we got the intel. That was it. And so it allowed us to operate and, diplomatically, but at the same token, respect the elders. Build a good rapport with the elder villagers. They'll give you the intel. You know what I mean? So when we have people, interpreters that weren't really going with the program, we just cut them loose. But the youngsters, they had flipped. A lot of them had flipped. They would know what time our convoys are and all that, and they would become a threat. So then now you got to replace that linguist or that interpreter. Now you got to vet a new guy, and you better hope he doesn't get flipped either. He might be cool for the first year or two, but then after years on end, now all of a sudden he comes back from one of his villages getting fucking, bombed or whatever. He blames our forces or our NATO forces. Now he comes back and then he sells us out. Camp gets overrun. It's like a big vicious cycle.
I don't blame you on that. Yeah, it's just I'm a civilian. I've always been a civilian, so I only have the civilian perspective. But at the same time, quite honestly, we went over there. We went over there to do a job. I really don't think we really did much of anything. We tried to show them freedom, and they don't want to be free. They want to be oppressed. Then just let them be oppressed.
I think it's a lot of uneducated, though. Like here in America, we have a right to education. It's like given to you. But then over there, it's like everybody's poor, and it's the old lifestyle where they call them mud huts. And pretty much they're like herders, goat herders, lamb herders, stuff like that. Wow. And pretty much they have crops, and it costs more to them to grow opium, poppies, because corn and shit like that don't pay. You know what I mean? They don't have a government like here where government subsidizes and basically inflates and manipulates the market and tells the farmers what to grow. Or
right, because they don't have a government in the United States or China.
That also created a pretty big drug problem there as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Prior to that, growing poppies was illegal in a sense, so it wasn't a thing. But we seen it as that's how they make their income. So that's where some pictures come up of fields of poppy plants being guarded by soldiers. You may see on the news.
I'm going to go back a bit and say this, because one of the few people in this room, other than Travis P11, Armament Axe is old enough to understand what I'm saying. But we should have just let the Soviets have Afghanistan. Should just let them have it.
Yeah, maybe.
What about the batteries?
No.
What about the batteries? What about the batteries? Who's going to run the batteries for all these electronic vehicles? Precious metals. It's all about the precious metals. It was never about oil. It was about precious metals. It's a third world country. They don't have railroad tracks. So Russia or China is going to go in there, lay down some tracks, and tell them, hey, we're going to help y'all out. And pretty much instead of invade y'all, we're going to basically get a 50-50 cut. We're going to excavate that ore, precious metals, and give you guys a cut. And that's pretty much like Qatar. They got natural gas. Then people get, like, when I was out there, $10,000 a month, and you get a free house, and you get subsidized everything. Everybody rolling around in Land Cruisers like they're Honda Civics. I was like, damn, dude. It was crazy, bro. It was like Bahrain, when I was out there, too, contracting. Yeah, same thing. Ballers, bro. They got oil. And Baghdad, Saudi, the whole nine. Hey, them dudes got oil.
Did you ever go to Dubai?
Yeah, hella times, bro. Hella times. What they all do is they hook each other up. So say the other countries that are adjacent to one another, they get hooked up with the natural gas from Qatar. And then Qatar gets oil from all the other outlying countries. So they all hook each other up. But the rest of the world,
right?
It's crazy, dude. It is crazy how much money they got. Like, it's just insane, dude. It's insane. And they're way ahead of us, like 10, 20 years ahead of us.
Yeah.
I have known.
But anyways,
I was going to say something.
We're going to have to kill it.
Go ahead, bro.
I know you're going to say something. We don't have time for you to say
I'll
something.
say it real quick. Okay, what he was saying is exactly right. When you're in the military, you're this line, that line. But when you're a private contractor, and I've known quite a few of them, you see a lot of things that make you go, okie dokie. Yeah, all right. And yeah, all of us look at what's going on, and it all boils down to money. It boils down to the political plays and money. It's just, that's what's going on around the world.
Yep. Money make the world go round.
Yep.
So with that, guys, we're going to stick a fork in her. Travis, go ahead and make your plug, and then run off to John's.
All right. Well, guys, make sure you check out everybody here on the panel this evening. A lot of them have channels that have content on there. I want you guys to do that. Make sure you guys give Storm and Norman a call. If you got some ammo needs, man, will hook you up. Otherwise, I think that's about it, man. Appreciate the invite. Thank you very much.
Okay, Rich?
Yeah, be sure to go over to Unloaded Media and check out This Week Unloaded every Sunday night. Start time between 8 and 9 p.m. Eastern. And also check out Kingpin's channel. He doesn't like plugging his stuff, so I'm going to do it for him. Go over there and check out his stuff. He's got videos and stuff.
All right, Kingpin, you're next.
Have a good night, everybody.
Still there, Kingpin? All right.
Yep. See you later. Thanks for the invite.
Yep, no problem. AWAG? Anything?
Oh, sorry. I mashed the wrong button. Yeah, thanks for the invite. It's much appreciated. As always, thank you also for letting me use your range when I was down there visiting you. And again, I apologize about the chair.
I blame Josh.
Nah, man. I'll take the blame.
I still haven't gotten a new chair yet, but I'll eventually get one.
All right.
Don't worry about it. I had that chair for 10 years, so it eventually it's got to give.
Yeah.
So
I should be down there sometime soon.
Sometime soon. Okay. Well, you let me know when you do.
All right.
All right. Rob.
Yes, thanks for having me again. So it was pretty interesting. So everybody have a good night. I did a target stand video recently. If anybody's interested in a cheap steel target stand, you're welcome to check it out. And other than that, thanks for having me. Thanks for coming.
Yep. All right. Armit, go ahead and talk now.
Thanks to everybody on the panel. Love all you guys, man. This is our group, you know what I'm saying? And if you're out there watching, listening, subscribe to everybody on this podcast. Yeah, we haven't been much lately because the Rona and weather, but we're hoping to get some stuff out soon. Check us out on YouTube. That's pretty much where you're going to see our stuff. But thanks for having me, Night Strike. Peace to all. Stay 2A strong.
Yep. All right. Norm, where can people find you? How can we contact you? How can we get some of those great deals from your business?
Got a website. It's called www.sng911.com. Or you can shoot me an email at stormandnormangunworks@gmail.com. I could basically anything you could think of, you could dream up and fathom, I could bring it into fruition as long as it's legal and you legit. So, yep, let me know. Even if you need any information, any guidance, anything, just shoot me an email. I'll help you out as best as possible. Check out all these guys on GunTube.org because, YouTube's bringing down the hammer on us. So we're going to move the movement to the better platform, GunTube.org, and be on the lookout from AWAG's Night Wagon rifles. I'm going to get a couple of them on the shelves once it gets up and running. I'll start pushing those out on my gun.
And YouTube just can't kill us. So there we go.
Yep. Thanks for having me. And until the next one.
Yeah, I got the live streaming just stopped. I'm like, oh, really? We weren't done. What? YouTube. Fucking YouTube.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm probably going to start a little podcast. It's mostly going to be talking about like long range shooting, optics, rifles, actions, barrels, that kind of stuff.
Oh, I do it. I'll watch because look, this is funny. I had some young punk babbling in comments going, "Oh, shoot calibers and don't shoot reload, shoot factory." And it's like, dude, we reload. And he's like, "Oh, you can't mathematically save." And it's like, I didn't want to argue with a kid. I know the guy's like this age, and I'm like, yeah, shut the hell up, because it's like live and learn.